with so many platforms, particularly social media platform, somewhere down the line dropping the attention span as well as distorting an age-old habit of reading.
The problem is not that the attention spans are small. The problem actually is that the attention spans are still not zero. You need to have some respect for your own dissatisfaction. Oh, you don't have attention spans. They don't have attention spans because they don't want to eat garbage. Therefore, they quickly scroll away. Now, honor yourself. Declare your dissatisfaction. What would you call someone who returns to the same place where he is daily abused? Does this person have any self-respect?
Just because Bhagat Singh and Swami Vivekananda didn't have the opportunity to go through Facebook or Instagram for that matter, that's why they chose book.
Was much the same for all 35 crore people in India in Vivekananda's time. It's not something special or unique that they witnessed or experienced. Then the enemy was visible right in front of the eyes. The enemy would say, yes, I am here to rule you, I am the oppressor. Today the enemy is sitting.
Acharya ji, in the age of cutting-edge technology, with the seamless penetration of internet, studded with so many platforms, particularly social media platform, somewhere down the line dropping the attention span as well as distorting an age-old habit of reading. So being a scholar who has to door himself into books most of the time, I see around me people who have the advantage, unlike the large scale of the audience who could not even go to the bookshop and buy a book. How can we rebuild that culture of reading again? And one more question adding to that, how has you been impacted by reading, and in making you whatever you are today, what has been the role of reading? Thank you.
When you're talking of shortening attention spans, do you know what that actually means? That means whatever is coming in front of the eyes, of the mind, is not something the self is actually looking for. Therefore, you quickly scroll away. What is needed is the dignity to honor your own dissatisfaction. If it is something that you want to so quickly get away from, why to return to it again and again? How do these platforms, for example, count a view? For them, view is some kind of technical term, right? How is a view counted? If you have spent 1 second there, that's counted as a view. That's counted as a view. And you know that if a short video has 1 million views, 1 million views as a technical term, 90% of them would be views amounting to not more than 2 or 4 seconds. Fundamentally, that means that most of the people who viewed that clip were dissatisfied with the clip. You need to have some respect for your own dissatisfaction. Instead, your dissatisfaction counts as a view. Your dissatisfaction counts as a view. They could have said, it would be counted as a view only when the fellow stays on it for at least 15 or 30 seconds. But then you will have most of these videos having 5, 10, 50 views, that's all. 1 million view reel would find itself reduced to 500 views. Do you get this? So, reducing attention spans are not something to implicate the youth with. Oh, you don't have attention spans. They don't have attention spans because they are alive, because they don't want to eat garbage. Therefore, they quickly scroll away. The problem is not that the attention spans are small. The problem actually is that the attention spans are still not zero. Zero attention towards garbage would means zero tolerance towards crap. And that is what is needed. And that's the real meaning of self-esteem. This is crap, I won't return to it. I won't let hope fool me. Just yesterday night, I spent 2 hours dead scrolling. And being sharp of intellect, I know those 2 lost hours will never return. I know I made a fool of myself. But I love and respect myself enough to not to return to that platform now. That's what is needed. Or rather, would you want attention spans to rise when the object being attended to is itself unworthy? Please tell me. 99.99% of the objects around are unworthy. Do you want attention spans to rise? Do you want youth to, in fact, dedicate more time to rubbish? It's good that these things don't get your attention. It's auspicious. What's needed is that you reduce your attention to zero. And that requires self-love. That requires you to honor your life and say, I won't waste myself here. This is rubbish. And then there is an open space with the possibility of something higher. Now you can go to something else. And that something else could be a book as well. Could be a book as well. I respect books a lot. I have a huge personal library of my own. But I also know that even the thing called book is just an expression of technology. It is a particular kind of technology. Book in itself is not knowledge. What we call as the print medium is just one particular way of delivering knowledge. There could be several other ways.
How, as a society, we can reclaim that art of reading, not for the sake of scoring marks in the examination or passing examination, but for the sake of pleasure. Because history tells us all those people who have been a great leaders, irrespective of any field, they were avid readers. For example, Swami Vivekananda, whom I have been a great follower since childhood, or for that matter, Bhagat Singh, they both were avid, rapid, and voracious reader. In fact, the making of the life of the Bhagat Singh was entirely based on the kind of reading he did by himself. And for any nation building, or man building itself, or man making rather, there is a need of an intellectual capacity, which we are depriving ourselves with these kinds of flimsy, or rather I would say shallow distraction. At the same time, recently I saw a comment made by the Education Secretary of England, which is equivalent to the Education Minister. Her name is Brigitte Phillipson. She said that not reading is not only a matter of intellectual depravity, but it's a matter of threat to national security. For some people, it could be an exaggeration, but I personally feel that there is much more to it.
You see, first thing, Swami Vivekananda or Bhagat Singh or the other luminaries of the past, they didn't have to face this situation, this ecology, this choice. They never had Instagram.
That's true.
And when you talk of the greats of the past, those ways were not even available to them. Otherwise, it is possible. Why discount that possibility? That you might have found that they were using some way in addition to the book route. If not as a substitute, then as a complement. Let's say if audiobooks were available to Swami Vivekananda, why imagine he would discard them totally? Why imagine that he would only prefer to read as if the optical route has something special? It's about what reaches here, right? Whether through the optical route or the oral route. The route doesn't matter. The print technology is in itself nothing sacred. There could be other technologies as well. Are we getting it? You are already dissatisfied. Now honor yourself. Declare your dissatisfaction. What would you call someone who returns to the same place where he is daily abused? Does this person have any self-respect? Your phone, that screen, is often the place you are daily abused. Daily abused as a viewer, as a consumer. And yet you keep returning to it. That's the problem. That attention span must now reduce to absolutely zero. And with that zero on one side, there would be the possibility of something great on the other side. These two will complement each other. With your energies divested from nonsense, now you can give yourself to, invest yourself in something worthwhile. Otherwise, you're just scattered. I experienced that in a cinema hall. The fellow was watching the movie, and alongside, you can't even entertain yourself pointedly. And obviously that is happening in the classroom if mobile phones are allowed. That's happening when you are writing your projects. That's happening at the gym. Is that happening even while swimming? Well, we have water resistant watches, right? So you can scrolling while swimming. Why scatter yourself and drown in nonsense? Intolerance is needed. What is seen is seen. Don't unsee it. What is realized. Don't unrealize it. Once is enough. Because you have one life.
During the course of your talk, you said that just because Bhagat Singh and Swami Vivekananda didn't have the opportunity to go through, let's say, Facebook or Instagram for that matter, that's why they chose book. But what about the thing that they went through? They were having a lot of atrocities being inflicted upon, and they were living in a kind of a impression that was inhuman. But despite that, they choose to reflect back.
That environment, for example,
I'm sorry,
was
Acharya ji.
much the same for all 35 crore people in India in Vivekananda's time. It's not something special or unique that they witnessed or experienced. It's a choice to respond honestly to it.
Can we imagine today's youth to be in the same shoes?
It's a choice. It does not depend on your imagination. You can imagine all night and yet nothing would come out of it. It's a choice you have to make. Bhagat Singh made a choice, rest of India didn't. An Indian hanged him, an Indian cut his body to pieces, an Indian stuffed those pieces in some gunny sack. An Indian carried those pieces to the riverside and burned them there in secrecy. Bhagat Singh chose something, the rest of the country didn't choose that. Similarly, today again, there are great catastrophes unfolding, greater catastrophes than were there in Bhagat Singh's time. Then maybe the question was of a nation's liberation. Today the matter is of a planet's salvation. Then the enemy was visible right in front of the eyes. The enemy had some honesty. The enemy would say, yes, I am here to rule you, I am the oppressor. Today the enemy is sitting right inside you. Today the threat is arguably greater than what those greats faced. But just as only a few people chose to respond to those threats at that time, similarly, today, in spite of presence of these colossal threats, very few people are choosing to be responsible, loving, and therefore responsive. Nobody is responding.
Thank you for answering the question.
Just download the Acharya Prashant app, and there you go to the community section, and you have live testimonials streaming in at the rate of 1 every 5 minutes. I'm seeing lives change in thousands, if not millions, every day in front of my own eyes. We are doing it.
Right.
We have actually done it.
Join the community of more than 2 lakh participants on the Acharya Prashant app. Your first month is completely free. You'll get full access to Gita Mission. On the app, you will get regular live sessions, daily exclusive conversations with Acharya Prashant, access to the vibrant Gita community, wisdom exams, curated news, audiobooks, quotes, and much more. Search Acharya Prashant on Google Play Store or Apple App Store and download now.